Yeah, that's okay. So in the next few weeks, the next Super Deluxe album from the Beatles, Revolver, is getting released. So I thought we'd take a look today at last year's release of the Beatles Super Deluxe series, Let It Be. Let it be, let it be, let it be. There's a link in the description if you want to check out this album after you've watched me. Before clicking on any links and making any purchases, please read the disclaimer below. As you can see, I have the LP edition of this deluxe album, which I haven't opened. Now, I do know exactly what is inside this. This isn't going to be an unboxing video. I just generally wanted to make this so we can have a nice, relaxed chat about what is in this album. The documentary The Beatles Get Back does, of course, tie in, as the album they were recording in the documentary was this album. So a lot of rehearsals and jamming tracks on this, of course, is in the documentary, so it does tie together. First off, all of the songs on the album have been given a 5.1 surround and Dolby Atmos treatment, just to give all the songs a 2021 mix, as they're called on the album. This makes the song sound even clearer than they were before, and really makes all the instruments pop that you can hear on the tracks. It's great in a way because you obviously hear all of the refined songs on the album, which is the whole reason why you've bought this release in the first place, which is then followed by all the jamming and rehearsals sessions. So it's almost like you hear the final product and then you go back to the start of how the process came to be for these songs to be made. It's like a story. You listen to this whole album, this whole release, and it's like listening to the story of how this was made. Of course, with the jamming and rehearsal tracks, we hear a lot of different takes of the songs that we all know and love. We hear a lot of different renditions as they're trying to put all the pieces together. You can hear that in the album. You can hear them trying to figure out what fits with what, and trying different ways to obviously tell the song that they want to tell. And generally just having a very good time doing it. You can hear that in the way they're performing, and of course all the conversations and little exchanges, and just hearing the band mucking about. Particularly John mucks about a lot, and you know, it's quite funny to hear. And obviously all of this is on the documentary, obviously on Get Back. You can see more, but you can really hear in this release how much fun they're having trying to figure out what goes with what, and how these songs are going to be put together. We get more altered versions of these songs as well with the Glyn John remix. We hear a unreleased mix of Across the Universe, which is Glyn John's mix, which is what it's called on the album. It's just nice to hear, obviously, another person's take on these songs. Obviously, they're not different, and Glyn John did obviously contribute a lot into the sound of the Beatles, but it's just another person to really make these songs as good as they are. We also get to hear the single version of Don't Let Me Down and Let It Be. So obviously two very popular songs. Let It Be is one of my favourite. We hear that 3, 4, 5 times, all different renditions on this release. It's really nice to hear, and they're all slightly different as well. The variety on this album is exceptional. Most people will probably already have this release, or would have listened to this rendition of this album already. This album, of course, got released last year, which was a year later than the 50th anniversary of the original album, so 51 years. But hearing the recordings and all of the unpolished versions of these songs and the making of these songs, it does really celebrate this album. And that's what this is. It's a labour of love, this. Obviously all the songs, the final renditions of the songs I should say, have been given the 5.1 surround and Dolby Atmos treatment, just to make these songs pop and to really bring them into the 2020s. As you can probably tell from this little video, I'm no music expert. I'm just a fan of the Beatles, and this is just something I wanted to talk about because this is such a labour of love, and I'm happy that I've got this release, even though I haven't opened it and obviously I haven't listened to the actual LPs on this. I have listened to the Deluxe album so many times. It really is. It's just a celebration. That's the words. That's the one word I'm going to use to sum up this release. Labour of Love. It's just a celebration of Let It Be, the original album. I'm really just looking forward now to the next few weeks as Revolver will be getting released. I've really enjoyed talking about this album. So let's make one for the next. If you enjoyed what you saw here today, feel free to subscribe for similar content. If there was a particular video or section of the video you liked, let me know by liking or commenting on the video. Your likes and comments could influence the next topic I talk about. Thanks for watching.